Hello, welcome to American Baker in Germany. I'm Michelle, and today we are trying out a trend technique. This is called sugar sheet technique. Now, I'm not doing it quite the same as most of the trendy cakes out there, but I thought I would show you how to make something that you could also make at home. It's really not that hard, and I was really excited that it wasn't that hard, so let's get started.
You make the sugar sheet with a few simple ingredients. You need 2 1/4 cups or 450 grams of sugar, 3 generous tablespoons of glucose syrup, corn syrup should work as well, and food coloring of your choice, which is totally optional. You also need a large sheet pan like a cookie sheet. Line your pan with parchment paper, then prepare your sugar. Pour the sugar into a plastic bag. Add your food coloring at this point, if you choose to. Rub the gel food coloring through the sugar. Don't use liquid food coloring here because it would melt your sugar. Now add your glucose syrup. If you need more sugar than this for your cake, you need 1 tablespoon of syrup for every 150 grams or 3/4 cups of sugar. Then rub the glucose through the sugar as best you can. It won't completely work, but it will work well enough to get a start. Once you're happy with the combination, dump out the sugar onto your prepared sheet pan. The glucose will naturally stick to the side of the bag. You'll need to pull off as much as you can. Then knead it through the rest of the sugar. This is a bit messy, but this technique keeps it as contained as possible. When it's ready, the consistency will be like kinetic sand. You will have to wash your hands though. Then lay another piece of parchment paper over the sugar and roll it out with a rolling pin. It's actually less like rolling than it is like pressing. Try to get it relatively uniform in thickness, but be careful not to press it so thin that it becomes unstable. About 1/4 inch is right. I trimmed the uneven edges. The most time-consuming part is that now you need to set your sugar sheet aside and let it rest for 4 to 5 hours before using it. In the meantime, you can prepare your cake. This is red velvet cake and cream cheese frosting. Once your sugar sheet is set, cut one edge to be straight. This will be the bottom. It's actually easier to cut by pressing a ruler into it than it is to cut it with a knife. Then I frosted the cake again. In the end, I decided not to let the top be jagged and stick up taller than the cake. I decided I just wanted to cover the sides of the sugar sheet. So I measured how tall the cake was and cut the sugar sheet to be the height of the cake. The sugar sheet is delicate but can be picked up if done carefully. I wrap the sugar sheet around the cake. It's not easy to cut with the knife. It's easier to pick the uneven edges off with your fingers. I colored some cream cheese frosting, green and pink. Then I put the pink frosting in a piping bag with a medium open star tip and the green with a small leaf tip. I piped rosettes all over the top of the cake. I filled in the gaps with stars. Then I piped leaves all over the cake between the flowers. I love this cake. It's so perfect for spring with all the pink. It's very feminine. The sugar sheet technique is lovely and slightly sparkly. I will definitely be using it again. It also makes a great alternative to fondant and isn't too difficult to make. For more cakes and tutorials, visit our website at AmericanBakerInGermany.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe for a new cake video every week. Hit the notification bell to be the first to know when we've uploaded a new video.